Hello mates and welcome to the Baron Reviews with me, the Baron. Today's game is Mighty Monster Mayhem, a giant monster action game on the Rift and Vive by developers Rank 17. Remember Rampage from the 90s? This hidden gem is the closest thing you're going to get to be able to play Rampage in VR. You choose a monster and you destroy the city by smashing buildings, eating humans and tossing vehicles and furniture around as the military attempt to take you down with soldiers, tanks and helicopters. It's a really intense workout. I was absolutely sweating after just a couple of levels. When buildings take enough damage or you hit the structural integrity point, they collapse. As well as smash and throw things, you can actually climb the building, which is so much fun. It's really satisfying whilst climbing a building to put your fist through it and to reveal a little dude in his apartment who you can then grab and eat. Or to be climbing a building and have helicopters buzzing around you, King Kong style. The city maps are a good size, but I'd love to see them even larger with taller buildings. In particular, I'd love to see more diverse maps, such as maybe a suburbs only level, or if it was possible to take a page out of Rampage World Tour's book, have levels with special features and landmark buildings like the Eiffel Tower. However, I'm not sure if these things are even possible at this stage since it's not an early access game and these kind of additions might be out of the scope of any future update. Movement is done by swinging your arms, which is perfect for this game in particular because it actually fits with the feeling of being a huge monster stomping through the city. For this reason, I kinda wish there was stomping damage done to pedestrians or furniture below as you walk. Mostly because that form of locomotion makes me feel like I'm stomping, so my brain expects to see some kind of damage as I walk. I found this type of movement greatly reduced any motion sickness from me too, which I think would be a lot more prominent if I had to use the thumbsticks to move. The only motion sickness I felt was a sensation of vertigo when I fell off a building, but that was just awesome. Jumping, which is insanely fun, is done by kinda swinging the controllers downwards. Again, it works great cause it's the kind of motion you would expect a giant monster to be doing. Aiming your jump can be a little bit tricky on the other hand, and I did have a few incidences where I intended to jump forward but propelled myself backwards instead. The only critique I have of controls is the trigger to climb is also used to form a fist when punching. So when climbing buildings, I had some niggly interactions where I wanted to punch the building or whatever whilst climbing, but instead I ended up grabbing the building. You kind of have to extend your arm out and away from the building and then form a fist and smash it back in. Not a huge pain, but it feels like something that could be improved upon in the future. Oh, and on that note, if there was ever a turn your chaperone game on, it's this. Even though I didn't need to move around room scale much, I found my arms just swinging violently all over the place while playing. The graphics are simple and cartoony, but work well. I think the weakest element of the game is the sound, which is totally adequate, but, could be better. I found the narrator's audio levels to be quite blown out actually, because he shouts so much, causing distortion. The sound effects are good, but the game really lacks a good ambience track. I'd love to hear the chaotic cityscape while playing, like the sounds of distant sirens and screams, honking and all that just general chaos. It'd be nice if there was more sound effects in general, like debris falling, steel beams and buildings groaning and so forth. The music's also fine, but loops, so after a few levels you've heard it a bunch. Finally, the price point is good for this game. If you've any nostalgia for Rampage, give this a try because the gameplay definitely gives a nod to it, but with a VR twist. There is a multiplayer mode, but so far I've been unable to find an active lobby. But just from playing single player, I can totally see that this would be a great laugh to play with some mates who also have headsets. So that's it from the Baron. If you're interested in this game, you can find it in the link below, and if you like this review, please remember to like and subscribe. Until next time, cheers.